just tell him I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will rise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my EFL Championship Week 2 predictions for this week. Before we get into predictions, guys, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And remember, we are on that road to 300 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the support you've given me so far. Now, last week with my predictions, I actually did pretty okay. I got 6 points from last week, and yeah, I'm actually alright with it. Pretty good for the first week. It could have been better, I could have gotten a lot more right, but at the same time, it could have been much worse, I could have gotten 0 correct. But 6 points, I think we can build off of that. I think that's a really good start. So yeah, let's get on with the predictions. Kicking off with going to Pride Park, we go to Derby County versus Coventry City. Could be a very good matchup, this one. John Eustace versus Frank Lampard. This is going to be a good match. Last week, both teams came up with disappointing results. Derby losing 3-1 to Stoke with 2 of those goals coming in the final minutes, and Coventry getting a goalless draw against Hull City. At least it wasn't a loss, though. It's still a draw. At least they still got a point on the board. Out of both these teams, Derby will probably come in and be a bit more hungrier. They want the points. They've got 0 points. Coventry have got 1. But again, Coventry are going to want to get off to a good start under Frank Lampard. And apparently Coventry tend to do quite well against Derby County. And therefore, I might edge towards Derby. They're the home side. I think John Eustace is going to want to get his good Derby side going. Coventry, I feel like, may have a slow start, even though I do have them finishing 3rd in the table. But for this one, with Derby being at home, with John Eustace probably being a bit more hungrier at the moment, I am going to go with Derby County for this one. But I think it's going to be a close result. I think both teams are going to score, but I'm going to edge it to Derby 2-1. What do you guys think on that one? Next up, we go to Preston Park as Portsmouth hosts Norwich City. Going to be another close game, this one. Last week, both teams came out with opposite results. Pompey getting a good 1-0 win away at Oxford, and it's a very good result for them because I literally said in the last predictions video that if Pompey can sort out their away form, then maybe they could be very good this season. And even as a Southampton fan, as much as I'm supposed to go against them every season because I'm a Southampton fan, when it comes to predictions, I want to be honest. I want to try and get as many points as I can from these predictions. Norwich, on the other hand, came out with a 2-1 loss at home to Millwall. Not the best result, but then Millwall are quite a good side. I do expect more from Norwich this season. I know it's the first game, so potentially Norwich could improve as the season progresses. But Pompey, I think, are going to be much better at home. Their home form is going to be quite scary this season, I think. So, as much as I shouldn't really be doing this, but I just have a feeling Pompey might do it. And so I'm going to go with a close 1-0 win for Pompey. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Pompey will edge it. And yeah, sorry Saints fans, but I think Pompey do it. So yeah, 1-0 for me. Next up, we come to another good game at the racecourse. It's Wrexham versus West Bromwich Albion. Ooh, it's going to be a bit tasty. So last week, both teams also came out with opposite results. Wrexham, unlucky, lost 2-1 late on against my team Southampton. I thought they were actually quite good. Despite us having a lot of possession, a lot of shots, I feel like they still did quite well and held their own quite well. Even though the result did end 2-1, but I still think they were actually okay. They opened up the scoring with the Josh Windass penalty to make it 1-0, and then obviously the quality of Southampton kind of got to them towards the end. Ryan Manning with a good free kick, and then obviously unlucky Jack Stevens got the late goal to claim the winner. And West Brom got a good 1-0 win at home to Blackburn, I think the likes of Tom Fellows and all their players are going to be very strong this season, and West Brom are very, very good defensively. So I think this is going to be a very, very good game. Wrexham, I think their main focus is to try and keep their home form really good, because I think most of their points are going to come at home, especially when they're thinking about staying up. West Brom tried to get into the playoffs, so I think this is going to be a very good game. I'm going to call it down the middle. I can't separate the two. I'm going to go 1-1. What do you guys think on that one? Next up, we go to Ewood Park as Blackburn Rovers host Birmingham City. Another good game. This one, best of two teams that have a lot of history behind them. Blackburn won a lot of major trophies, as well as the Premier League title. Birmingham City, massive club, massive fan base, and last week both teams came out with different results. Blackburn lost 1-0 away at West Brom, and Birmingham City got a unlucky draw at home to Ipswich. Even though it's still a point, they were unlucky because Ipswich did score in the final minute due to a penalty. I did watch this match. I think it was a really good, cagey match. I think Birmingham were by far the better side, as you would expect them to do so, because of them having a lot of money. It was their first game back in the Championship. They were at the home side, and you had the whole Birmingham crowd behind them. That was incredible atmosphere from Birmingham fans. However, I do think the ref was quite horrible in that game, for both sides, especially Birmingham. Birmingham had quite a lot of unnecessary fouls going against them. It was quite weird from that ref. But yeah, unlucky for Birmingham, they did concede a penalty late on, but I still think they'll be quite strong this season. Blackburn, I think they're going to be quite defensive this season. I can't see them scoring a hatful of goals, but I can see them being quite defensively and try and be a bit difficult to break down. Therefore, I'm going to call it down the middle again. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for this match. I feel like Birmingham are going to try and get something, but I feel like Blackburn being at home, I think they're going to try and make it very difficult for them. So yeah, 1-1 for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next up, we go to Ashton Gate as Bristol City host Charlton Athletic. Both these teams coming into this match with very good wins over the weekend. Bristol City got on a very incredible 4-1 win away at Sheffield United. Bonkers result that, especially that Sheffield United are very, very difficult to beat at Bramwell Lane, and Bristol City managed to go and put 4 past them, which was incredible. Scott Twine, what a player. Very, very, very good free kick. Very good player he was. He got man of the match, I believe. He did get the highest rating out of all the players, and so many good goals from Bristol City that day. They were unbelievable. Sheffield United very, very poor under Ruben Sellers. I don't think they were terrible. I just feel like their defensive work wasn't that great, was it? Because obviously the 4 goals did show, but I did watch the highlights and Sheffield United did give the ball away a couple of times. So yeah, Bristol City did deserve the win. They were electric. They pushed and pushed and pushed and got the result. Charlton, on the other hand, got a good 1-0 win at home to Watford, and it was pretty much a Charlton Athletic Nathan Jones sort of goal, wasn't it? Very defensively good the whole game, and then snatching a late winner towards the end. So yeah, Charlton, very, very good win, and I feel like Charlton are going to be very good defensively the whole season. They're going to try and be as defensive as they possibly can be, and if they can keep those numbers like that, then they will stay up. So yeah, but this time around, I am going to edge it towards Bristol City down at home. I think that 4-1 win is going to give them a lot of confidence. Charlton are going to come here and be a bit defensive, but I'm going to go with a very, very close one. I feel like because of Charlton being very defensively good, I don't think Bristol City are going to score as many goals as they did against Sheffield United. So yeah, I'm only going to go 1-0 to Bristol City, but I think it's going to be a very, very tight, close game. So yeah, 1-0 for me. Next up, we go to the Den as Millwall host Middlesbrough. Very, very Championship-like game this, isn't it? Both sides been in the Championship for quite a while now. Millwall are the home side, and both sides coming into this match of some very good victories over the weekend as well, with Millwall picking up a 2-1 win away at Norwich, and Middlesbrough picking up a 1-0 win at home to Swansea City. both sides coming into this match with a bit of confidence, possibly. I think Millwall, I'm going to lean towards more because they're that home side. They look very, very good this season. Middlesbrough under Rob Edwards, even though it's a 1-0 win and it's a good win for them, I feel like they're going to be quite slow this season. I feel like their game against Swansea, two players there, especially Morgan Whittaker and a Swansea player that I can't remember, but two of the players in that game did pull off some screamers. Unfortunately, both of them missed, but goal from Fry did open up the win for Middlesbrough, and Millwall with a good 2-1 win away at Norwich, which they don't do very often. They don't really normally go to Norwich and get a win, and it's a very, very good win for Millwall because Norwich at home can be very difficult to beat. But I'm going to go with Millwall. I feel like them being at home, them being a very good side this season, I feel like they're going to pull off a very good win here. So I'm going to go with a close 2-1 win for Millwall. I can see both teams scoring, but Millwall getting it over the line. So yeah, 2-1 for the Lions for me. What do you guys think on that one? Next we go up to Deepdale as Preston North End hosts Leicester City. I feel like this match could be a very, very tight one. Last week Preston got a good 1-1 draw away at QPR. Decent result, they still got a point on the board. Leicester, on the other hand, got a 2-1 win at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Bit of a strange result that, with the likes of, it really wasn't a Leicester City that I was expecting to see, obviously, because I predicted 4-0, I thought the likes of Jordan Ayew, Fatawu, Avadidi, and El Canu. So I thought with those four players, they were bound to score lots of goals against Sheffield Wednesday. But no, Leicester actually had to come from behind to win 2-1 against Sheffield Wednesday. Very awkward that, because obviously I expected Leicester to score far more goals than that. But, that's football. That's why we love football, isn't it? Because anything can happen. Preston, very, very tacky against QPR. They weren't at their best, but they weren't very bad either. So they were kind of in the middle. So I'm going to give this one to Leicester, but I don't think it's going to be as convincing as people might think it will be. I'm only going to go with a 1-0 win for Leicester. I feel like Leicester might keep a clean sheet, but I feel like their four players at the front need to get going if they want to get into the playoffs. So yeah, 1-0 win for Leicester for me. What do you guys think on that one? Next up, we go to Hillsborough as Sheffield Wednesday hosts Stoke City. Going to be a very good game, this one. Sheffield Wednesday are going to be the home side, so I feel like the vast majority of their fans are going to possibly do another protest potentially and probably sing about Chansiri getting out of their club, which I'm all for. I really hope Chansiri does leave so that Sheffield Wednesday can heal itself and become a good club and be ran properly again. But him being silly, he's still going to refuse to leave, isn't he? Until he genuinely does think he needs to leave, which at this point I can't see him leaving anytime soon. But yeah, it was fair play to Sheffield Wednesday. They still took like 3,000 fans to Leicester, even when lots of people expected them to lose 4-0. They took the lead against Leicester, which was very surprising. Didn't expect that. I literally yelled, "Oh my god!" when Sheffield Wednesday scored. I was like, "Oh my god, Sheffield Wednesday scored first!" Who saw that coming? But anyways, I really hope Sheffield Wednesday do get themselves sorted out. Even though it was a 2-1 loss against Leicester, they still gave Leicester quite a good game, to be fair. Stoke, on the other hand, going to be very pleased with themselves with a 3-1 win over Derby. I feel like they're going to come into this match with a lot of confidence. Their players, Thomas, I feel like a lot of their squad is very, very good. So I feel like they're going to win against Sheffield Wednesday here. But again, really hope Sheffield Wednesday gets sorted out. But I'm going to go with Stoke here. I'm going to go Sheffield Wednesday 1, Stoke 2. I feel like it's going to be very close, but Stoke get it over the line. Next up, we go to Swansea City versus Sheffield United. Bit of a difficult one to call this one because of how both teams played last week. Swansea City got a 1-0 defeat against Middlesbrough. Very unlucky. I thought they did play very well, but unfortunately the goal from Fry gave Swansea the loss. Sheffield United, on the other hand, with a very surprising 4-1 defeat at home to Bristol City. Didn't see that one coming. I thought Sheffield United was going to win that one. But, again, this is why we love football. Anything can happen. But with this one, it's very difficult to call because you don't know which two sides are going to show up. You don't know. Like, I could see Swansea turning up and being very good, but you don't know what type of Sheffield United you're going to get. Are we going to get the really good Sheffield United, or are we going to get the Sheffield United that we had over the weekend? And that's where I'm struggling with this. I'm going to call it down the middle, but I'm going to go with 2 goals for each. I'm going to go with a Desmond. I'm going to go 2-2 draw, but that's not with any confidence. I think both teams could go either way. So I'm going to just go 2-2 draw for this one. I really don't know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next up, we go to Vicarage Road as Watford host Queen's Park Rangers. Another difficult one to choose from. Both teams coming off the back of different results again. Watford losing 1-0 away at Charlton, but can you really blame Watford for that? Charlton very good defensively, but Watford are a championship side, so you would expect them to get something from that. But then, with Charlton being very good at the back, I feel like you would expect that sort of result from Charlton anyway. So maybe Watford can put that result behind them and maybe go into this match with a lot more confidence and potentially get something. QPR, on the other hand, got a 1-1 draw against Preston at home. Not a bad result because they still got a point on the board, but none of their players scored. It was both It was 2 Preston players. One of them got an own goal to give QPR the lead, and then Preston equalised late on. So yeah, going to be a difficult one to choose from this one, but I'm going to edge Watford slightly. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Watford. Don't think it's going to be anything in it. I don't think it's going to be like a hell of a lot in it. I just feel like there'll be a very close, cagey game, but I feel like Watford will come out on top. So yeah, 1-0 Watford for me. What do you guys think on that one? Struggling with this one. Next up, on Sunday, we come to a very early, massive game of the season. It's Ipswich Town versus Southampton. Oh boy. I'm looking forward to watching it, but it's hard to see what the result's going to be because Ipswich are going to want a reaction after that 1-1 draw against Birmingham, aren't they? They're at home. It's going to be their very first home game of the season. And why did we have to be their opponent? I mean, you could say that it's a good time to play them because it's early on in the season. But Ipswich are going to be right up for this one, aren't they? They're going to want something. And I really hope Southampton take that win against Wrexham and give a lot of energy into this one and get something as well. Because obviously I'm a Southampton fan, so of course I'm going to want us to get something, especially the win. But it's going to be difficult to see that, isn't it? Because Ipswich are very good at home. They're going to want to make their home form a fortress. So, we got good goals. Ryan Manning with a brilliant free kick. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It's a very good free kick. And then Jack Stevens with a late winner. Very lucky to get it in because it was bouncing around and then eventually went in the back of the net, and that's why everyone cheered. But with it being away first, I'm going to go with a draw. I can see us potentially winning, but I can see us going all 3 ways, to be fair. I can see Ipswich turning up and trying to give us a very, very good game. But I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. I can't separate the two, but I really hope Saints go and get a win. But yeah, 1-1 for me. What do you guys think on that one if you're an Ipswich or a Southampton fan? And finally, the last game of the weekend, we go to Hull City versus Oxford United. Going to be a very close game, this one, I think. I feel like Hull City getting a 0-0 draw away at Coventry City. I feel like that's a decent result for them, especially with the situation they're in with the transfer embargo and that. I feel like the performance against Coventry was a bit strange, wasn't it? Coventry had so much shots on the goal, but none of them went in. And luckily for Hull, it did stay 0-0, but it's still a decent point for Hull, Oxford United, on the other hand, got a 1-0 defeat at home to Pompey. Bit of a poor result, Pompey's form hasn't been great away from home, but Oxford are usually good at home, so it's a very it was a strange result from them. but I can see this one being quite close, but I'm going to just edge it toward Hull. I feel like if Hull can make it close enough, they might be able to get something. So I'm going to go with a close 1-0 win for Hull. I think it's going to be very, very tight, but Hull just snatch it. So yeah, 1-0 win for the Tigers for me. What do you guys think on that one? And yeah, guys, that wraps up my Championship Week 2 predictions. I hope you've all enjoyed. On Thursday, I'll be sending out my Premier League predictions, and over the weekend, I'll be sending out my all-time FA Cup winners over the weekend of all time. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to those 2 videos coming out in the future, in the next few days or so. And yeah, make sure to like the video and subscribe to this channel, try and get us to 300 subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you later, guys.